let's get a coach of the year. I think I'm working through these in order of like interesting slash we'll be on the same page. So coach of the year, there's a couple of candidates. It's always hard for people like Greg Popovich and Eric Spoelstra to win it. They're great coaches, but they're probably not going to have the team success. And then this is that longevity that we don't seem to go for. Typically, new coaches, as we saw with OKC last season, they need to catch us by surprise a little bit. And so the Memphis Grizzlies came to mind here, but then Taylor Jenkins has already demonstrated coach of the year capabilities, and it's an injury thing, so it's harder to give it to him. So I went on a little bit of a swerve here, and it kind of goes against my top 6 prediction a little bit, but I've went Kenny Atkinson from Cleveland. The rationale here is they're rolling back the same team, but with a different coach. And if they can, and this is where it gets a little bit speculative, but if they can have a better season, a better seeding, or just be a little bit more competitive than they were, that will be enough to push the needle because it's clearly his impact, right? Coaches I couldn't give it to. Joe Mazzulla can't get it, unfortunately. OKC won't get it 2 years in a row, especially with the upgrades that they've had in their roster. Mike Malone won't end up getting it because of the Jokic effect. I don't think Mike Budenhauser will get it unless he somehow turns the Suns into like a 65-win team. Ty Lue won't get it because the Clippers won't be competitive. JJ Redick won't get it in his first season because the Lakers aren't going to be any better than they were. On the East, I've already mentioned Boston, but Philadelphia, Nick Nurse is a great coach, but the acquisition of Paul George hurts him on that front. New York, he's already gotten it recently. So I kind of ran out of names at the top of the thing, and that's where I ended up with Cavs. I was like, Cavs could finish top 4, and they've got the same roster but a new coach. That's the perfect formula to win the coach of the year.
I think that's a really, really interesting pick, man. Hey, man, I think if you were to put some money on that, you'd probably get some reasonable payout. I think you'll go for the Cavs to win Coach of the Year there, man. But yeah, look, I think I'm going for a different way here. I think I picked this team to jump into the playoff picture in the West. You laughed at that. Probably many people are going to laugh at that. We'll see what sort of leap the Rockets do take here. But the dude that got sent out of Boston, I think he got a coach of the year there as well. And we've seen many sort of coaches bounce from spot to spot and sort of have some impact in that sort of area when they sort of go to a new team. So I'm saying Udoka is going to maybe grab another coach of the year here. I think the Rocks are poised for that leap, which is why I put them into the playoff picture. Yeah, man. I guess.
I don't hate it. I don't think you need to make any comments about mine. I think
Yeah, it sucks.
the
It's not going to
Rockets.
happen. Go put some money down, man.
Well,
Go put $100 down right now. You get a good payout, I think, if you put on the Cavs, man, right now.
all right, I'm going to go check those odds right now.
Yeah.
Sports bet coach of the year 2024, 2025. We're not sponsored by Sportsbet, but if Sportsbet's interested in getting out to us, we'll sell out. We'll sell out for anything at this point. If it gains us traction, things. So you've went with the popular choice here. Ime Udoka is the coach of the year favorite
Oh, there you
at
go. I
$8.50.
actually did not check
And
that. Let's be clear, all right?
Tom Thibodeau is there. And then Kenny Atkinson, which is my flyer pick here, is actually $26.
That's not
Below
bad.
or above, depending on how you frame it, above JJ Redick and Doc Rivers. Some really good teams. Willie Green's mentioned there as well, and I guess we didn't talk about him, but Willie Green,
Well,
obviously with a
Jerry
pretty
Eric's an
reloaded
interesting
Pels
case
team.
there because let's
I can't see how.
JJ Redick could obviously make a case if he comes in and has some impact with the Lakers, but does anyone seriously think the Lakers are going to jump from 40 something wins to 50 something wins to be able to enter
But
the
how do you
conversation?
give him credit? How do you give him credit when you have AD and LeBron on your team? And I understand LeBron's old and AD's injury prone, but when those two players are playing and they're playing well, you are supposed to be a good team. We just saw the USA win it with 2 out of 5 of their players. Like it's similar to Golden State. It's why Steve Kerr's not going to get a lot of recognition with Coach of the Year awards. It just does, it's probably a bigger conversation about how do we look at these awards because maybe we overcomplicate the NBA awards sometimes and we should just go for the best team. Clearly that is the best coach because they have the best team. But, we don't want to do that. We have to go with the narratives on things. So there's some interesting narratives that could appear.
True, true.
Um, I don't think that I don't, I think it's too early days, right? We have to see how the seeding plays out, and if we do this in the mid-season, we'll have a different opinion.